The activity began with the earthworms being seen and found in a garden pot. As I dig deeper, a lot of them are being seen. As stated by Clive A. Edwards, earthworm is a terrestrial invertebrate that belongs to the phylum Annelida. They exhibit a tube within a tube body plan and are externally segmented with corresponding internal segmentation, and usually have setae on all segments. They occur worldwide where soil, water, and temperature allow. Earthworms are commonly found in soil, eating a wide variety of organic matter. This organic matter includes plant matter, living protozoa, rotifers, nematodes, bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms. The head or front of the earthworm is called its anterior. The first segment on the earthworm's anterior holds the prostomium and mouth. The prostomium, resembling a lip, is in front of the mouth. Earthworms use their pharynx to pull food into their mouth. Earthworms breathe and lose moisture through the skin. Light-sensitive cells are scattered in their skin. They give skin the ability to detect light and changes in light intensity. Skin cells are also sensitive to touch and chemicals. The body is divided into segments. This resemble rings. In fact, large earthworms are made up of hundreds of segments. Each segment has a number of bristly hairs that earthworms use to help them move. Sometimes, if you run your fingers on the underside or the ventral part of the earthworm, you can feel the setae. Clitellum is the glandular ring or saddle found on mature earthworms. After mating, the clitellum secretes a cocoon of eggs. Dorsal is the top of the earthworm running from the anterior to the posterior. Ventral, on the other hand, is the underside of the earthworm running from the anterior to the posterior. You can locate the ventral section by feeling from the setae. And finally, the anus, the posterior or the last segment of the earthworm's body. The anus excretes waste or worm casts. Earthworms push the pharynx out of their mouths to grasp, hold the organic matter. They pull the food back into their mouths and then wet it with saliva. Seminal vesicles are small hollow organs that carry the semen of an earthworm. Earthworms don't have teeth, so they use the strong muscles of the gizzard and grains of sand and soil to grind up their food. Once the food is ground up, it moves into the intestine, where digestive fluids continue to break down the food so it can be absorbed. Most earthworm species have 5 aortic arches or hearts that move blood around the body. The number of aortic arches varies amongst species. The dorsal blood vessel runs along the length of the upper side of the earthworm. It contracts and pumps blood to the aortic arches. The ventral blood vessel runs along the lower length of the earthworm. The earthworm's brain. Earthworms have a simple nervous system. The cerebral ganglion is connected to a ventral nerve cord that runs the length of the body. Each segment is connected to this cord, allowing earthworms to move and respond to light, touch, chemicals, vibrations, and more. The earthworm's crop stores food for a short time. And finally, an earthworm septum aids movement because they provide division internally between the earthworm's body segments and allow fluid to build without passing into another segment. The continual muscle contraction and fluid distribution within each segment allow for a crawl-like movements that the earthworm exhibits.